as a leader in the Democratic Party, but we need a big, strong Republican Party. You've done so much for our country.
Now this is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report, and I've been receiving a lot of questions about whether or not a fourth stimulus check is going to be sent out this year. The good news, folks, is that in this video, I'll be answering all of your questions surrounding the fourth stimulus check, so you want to be sure to stay until the end of this video. And everybody, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family. On this channel, I always do my very best in providing you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. So it means a lot to me if you guys can subscribe to my channel.
As nonpartisan as I can be, take back the Republican Party. I'm not a Republican here. Take back your party, which has done so much for our country, and we can compete in the world of ideas about what the role of government is. We have confidence in our beliefs.
Now, since the crisis began, 3 stimulus checks have gone out to millions of Americans that are struggling financially. But of course, everybody, the big question is, where is the 4th stimulus check? And here's your answer, folks. The biggest stumbling block for politicians who have been against the direct payments has been a very high price tag attached to them. So everybody, Democrats want to send out more stimulus payments, while some Republicans do not. In the most recent relief package, which was the American Rescue Plan, which was passed back in March, included $1,400 checks. And in total, the bill cost around $1.9 trillion.
Simple word, the union means there is democracy. Democracy. Organizing, joining a union, that's democracy in action. And it's about dignity on the job, but it's also about creating good jobs. When I came to office, our first job was to stop the economic bleeding. And it was the worst bleeding since Roosevelt.
And recently, everybody, the House of Representatives advanced a $3.5 trillion budget plan that calls for more support for families, health, and education programs. In fact, the hope is to raise the corporate tax rate to 28%, and that's a move that, according to some people, could bring about an extra $800 million in taxes. And that's the exact amount that will cover 2 more $1,400 stimulus checks.
Too much discussion in this country, not just from Republicans, but from Democrats alike, that we should be making cuts in Social Security. That is wrong.
Will Congress pass another stimulus bill? Is Congress going to pass this $3.5 trillion budget plan, which would cover 2 more $1,400 stimulus checks, if approved? Tell me what you think, everybody, in the comments below. Now, it will not be easy to get that money to go towards more direct payments. It would take a lot of coordination and cooperation between Democrats and Republicans for that to happen. But thankfully, everybody, there are many other means to get some money from the government through federal relief programs. There are programs in place to help eligible Americans if they are parents and if they are caring for a dependent. As well, if you're struggling with your rent and having trouble paying mortgage. Just know, folks, that there are more federal relief programs out there for you to get some assistance. Let's not forget this, everybody. President Biden still has the opportunity to send out more stimulus checks this year. As the crisis continues, a 4th stimulus check could definitely help people who are still struggling to make ends meet. Now, a group of Democratic senators, everybody, like Ron Wyden, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders, all wrote a letter to the President Biden, and asked him for recurring direct payments and automatic unemployment insurance extensions, which will be tied to economic conditions. So, as the senators reasoned in their letter, this crisis is far from over, and families deserve certainty that they can put food on the table and keep a roof over their heads. Can this be done, everybody? Can the Democrats like Ron Wyden, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren push President Biden to send out more stimulus payments? Tell me what you think about this in the comments. In addition, an earlier letter to President Biden and Kamala Harris from 53 representatives, led by Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, carved out a similar position. These Democrats asked for another recurring direct check until the economy fully recovers. Now, co-signers of this letter included New York's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, which are 2 notable House progressives. So we have the progressives that are demanding more stimulus payments, and the Republicans that do not want to spend more money on the American people. Who is to blame for this, everybody? Who is to blame for holding back our stimulus check? The Democrats or the Republicans? Tell me in the comments below. Now, a May 17th letter from members of the House Ways and Means Committee renewed the push for additional stimulus check. This is only a couple months ago, everybody. They wrote that the $1,400 checks will only keep 11 million people out of poverty this year. And with unemployment insurance expansion and other provisions in a bill accounting for another 5 million, a 4th and 5th check could keep an additional 12 million people out of poverty, combined with the effects of the American Rescue Plan. There have also been talks about automatic checks, everybody. This can be sent when specific economic metrics reach certain thresholds. For example, if unemployment rises to 6%, and this would cause more stimulus checks to be sent out in a reactive force to counter economic dips. In my opinion, folks, this sounds like a great plan, and I believe that President Biden can get the job done and send out more checks. If you guys agree, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with your friends and family if you have any more questions about stimulus checks.
Hosting today, we also have IBAN here as well, and we'll be hearing from them on behalf of IBAN. So you'll hear from Stockman's, we'll hear from IBAN, we'll hear from our outstanding Ag Commissioner. Most importantly, though, you'll hear from Zach Bushno. Zach is the National FSA Administrator, and really today is to provide more detail on the enhanced ELAP that we have for our livestock producers. And as you all know, of course, ELAP has been available to help cover the transportation cost of hauling water to livestock. It covers 60% of that transportation cost of hauling water. Well, the change that we've been able to get done with Secretary FSA Administrator, I should say, Bushno's help, is that now ELAP will cover 60% of the transportation costs for bringing feed to livestock as well. And that's a big help, particularly when you combine it with LFP, the Livestock Forage Program, which covers up to 60% of that feed cost. And this is a permanent change. So it's important because this is a shot in the arm for our livestock producers until we get the assistance through that we have put in place. In our Senate appropriations process, we've got about $750 million that we've included and taken through the full appropriation committee process. It's got to go across the floor, but that's $750 million to help our livestock producers. Because of the drought this year, that's for the program for 21 year. But it's not likely we'll get that until the end of the year, probably the end of the calendar year. And so this again is about helping get those producers through until we get that assistance. Senator Tester and I have some additional legislation that we've offered to try to make really the LFP Livestock Forage Program and ELAP, Emergency Livestock Assistance Program, more robust, so that we have it for these kind of disaster situations for our cattle producers, similar to what we've done with WHIP Plus on the farmer side, where we've got a program, we provide funding into those programs when we have a disaster here, and so that our livestock producers know that that's going to be there when